Hey there! Today I'm diving into the fascinating world of the pectoral girdle. That's the shoulder girdle to you and me. This critical part of our skeletal system connects the upper limbs to the axial skeleton, making it essential for arm movement. Let's break down its main components, the clavicle and the scapula. First up, we have the clavicle, or the collarbone. Picture an S-shaped bone acting as a strut between the sternum and the scapula. This bone is all about stability. The clavicle prevents excessive medial movement of the arm, keeping everything in check. Let's talk principal markings. The sternal end is the medial end of the clavicle. It's rounded and connects with the sternum at the sternoclavicular joint. This joint allows for movements like elevation, depression, and even a bit of rotation. Then there's the acromial end, which is flattened and hooks up with the acromion of the scapula at the acromioclavicular joint. This joint is all about those smooth, gliding movements. Don't forget the conoid tubercle near the acromial end on the clavicle's underside. It's the attachment point for the conoid ligament, part of the coracoclavicular ligament complex that stabilizes the acromioclavicular joint. And the trapezoid line runs from the conoid tubercle toward the acromial end, serving as the attachment site for the trapezoid ligament. Now, onto the scapula or shoulder blade. This flat, triangular bone sits on your back between the second and seventh ribs. It's like a canvas for muscle attachment, enabling shoulder and arm movements. The spine of the scapula is a prominent ridge on the back, dividing it into the supraspinous fossa and infraspinous fossa. These regions provide attachment sites for the supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscles. The acromion, the highest point of the shoulder, connects with the acromial end of the clavicle and attaches to the deltoid muscle. Then there's the coracoid process, a hook-like projection below the clavicle. It's the attachment site for the pectoralis minor, coracobrachialis, and the short head of the biceps brachii muscles. The glenoid cavity, a shallow depression on the scapula's lateral aspect, forms the shoulder joint by articulating with the humerus. Surrounding it is the glenoid labrum, a rim that deepens this cavity for better stability. Other notable features include the suprascapular notch, medial border, lateral border, superior border, and the inferior angle, each serving unique functions and muscle attachments. So why does this matter? The pectoral girdle's design allows for incredible shoulder joint mobility. Think flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation. The clavicle keeps your shoulder in place, while the scapula serves as a hub for muscle attachments, ensuring stability and control. Understanding this anatomy is key for recognizing how injuries like fractures, dislocations, or muscle strains impact shoulder function. For instance, a clavicle fracture often results from a fall, while an acromioclavicular joint dislocation is common in sports. In summary, the pectoral girdle, with its clavicle and scapula, forms the foundation for upper limb movement. These bones and their markings are vital for so many daily activities,